Well, what stood out the most to you?
The most? Probably just our lack of immaturity, or lack of maturity, I should say, probably overall. Against the better teams, we've really struggled with our offense, right, up until this point against Pitt, Penn State, Minnesota, and Stanford. So probably the four best teams we played. We haven't scored really above 200. We haven't hit above 200. So trying to find some answers there. So looking at 6-2 to try to alleviate some tension for Carson and Taylor and give some options. Willow hasn't really scored great in the Pitt match, and then obviously she was out the next two, and then didn't score great against Stanford. And if you're going to do a 5-1, you really need your opposite to score. So trying to find some different answers there. We're very limited with really all the healthy bodies we have played. So you saw our whole roster right now. So there's just not a lot of options to go with. But we still need to try to come up with some answers of how to score the ball a little bit better. Overall, I think our defense kind of looked tired this weekend. But we have been playing really good defense up until this weekend. This was probably the worst weekend of defense we've had so far, and our serve receive was the worst it's been this weekend also. So that's a bad combination. The hard part is you get someone like a Brooke Nunneviller who is so special. She does so many great things, and she wants it so bad that if other people aren't doing their job, she's going to try to do more. And when she does more, she's going to explode. So now all of a sudden she couldn't pass for 2 sets, and this is one of the best passers in the country. And it's just the ultimate team sport, where if you're not doing your job, your teammates are going to feel it. They're going to try to do something else, and you can really make your team worse by not being responsible and accountable. And right now, that's where we are. We have pieces. We don't have a team, and that's what we're trying to find them. We're trying to figure it out. So Willow had a good response there. I think she got ticked off because I went to the 6-2. And so my message to her is, why is that what makes you go? That can't be it, right? We got to be more mature than that. It can't be the threat of less playing time to get you to kind of rev it up a little bit, right? So that needs to improve. Teams are going to key on Veronica, and again, they commit double block to Veronica. So that means Taylor Williams has to step up. She has to score on those situations. If we got double coverage on Veronica, somebody else is going to have to play a bigger role. So, just none of those things are happening. There's not enough people stepping up, and then on top of that, you're playing a good team, right? And so that they're very capable and they're able to do a lot of things. They're pretty mature and pretty old, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now, had a lot of success. So the combination of the two right now was just not putting us in a good situation.
The first 2 sets, especially, they had those fairly significant runs where it seemed like a lot of the points could be attributed more to your misplays or errors.
Yeah.
Did you see it just?
Yeah, I would say, again, I thought, they targeted, they were serving at Brooke, they were serving at Georgia, and those are, again, 2 very good passers. Brooke is one of the great passers internationally, she's just one of the best, and Georgia's right there too. So, we didn't handle that well. I don't know what I didn't see our passing number yet, but it could not have been good. So Kylie's scrambling around, and Elise was scrambling around when it was her turn. And then Kylie didn't handle it well when the passing wasn't good, and she just has to find a way to make a hittable ball for her hitters when we're kind of struggling with our serve receive. So generally, it was just like a chain reaction of bad things. One thing led to another, and nobody was just doing their part to stabilize it until the 3rd set. And then I thought everybody just kind of started getting back into doing their roles and doing their part. And then we built some momentum there, and then just didn't make enough plays down the stretch. So
It's not football. You don't get a bye week or anything like that to try to regroup.
yeah, what's up?
Feel like you can shift on the fly over these next few weeks?
Well, we have to, right? That's what we have to do. So we have to continue to grow, as difficult that is. It's a quick turnaround now to get on the road to Washington. We play, I think we're in Poland first, and then we go to Seattle. And those are 2 very difficult places to play. Again, our conference isn't doing us any favors this year, so they really need to figure that out for us. But no, that's just, we're learning through the fire right now, and so some of it is very painful, very, very painful to watch, painful to coach, trying to keep them positive, trying to keep their confidence up when you're just playing a gauntlet of great opponents when we're not at our best, is difficult. So, but we get a chance to go practice again on Tuesday, and we get a chance to watch film, and hopefully we can learn. There was a lot of things today that were just extremely self-inflicted, like you said, things that we can definitely do better at, and so we need to get our focus back on that and see if that can make a difference.
Veronica Stone with just 5 kills and
Yeah.
1 block tonight. What's the key to making her a little more consistent and getting her back to where she was maybe last season?
Yeah, again, right now, with the roster that we have, we really have the 2 dependable passers. And then B Wetton is doing a nice job for us, I think. So, we have the 3 of them, but when Veronica's in, we have only the 2 passers. And so that makes a lot of court to cover. And then we need a good pass to get Veronica the ball. Again, because she plays the middle position, it really depends upon a good pass to get her going and then a good set to get her going. It's not something where we can just throw up a high ball to her on a bad pass and she can go do something with it. That's not really the position she's in. And that's not really the player that she is. So for us, that it's going to be difficult. And then, teams are willing to gamble right now that they can go double coverage her on anything good that we do get without fear of the other person taking advantage of that, right? So we really need Willow out of the back row to score as a threat, or we need Taylor Williams to put the ball down as a threat. I think Brooke has been doing her job very well. Again, I think she was trying to do too much today, but overall she's been scoring well in her position. So we just need other people to do their job so then Veronica can get some holes, but right now they're just going to say, somebody else beat us. And if I were them, I would do the same thing. And so again, I keep trying to challenge our team that, that's what they're doing. And you guys are more than capable of doing that. And so we need to be able to be focused on the route we're taking and the set we're making and making some better decisions aggressively. And we kind of go in and out of that. We're just not very consistent at that yet. Again, we can say it's because they're freshmen, which is true, but that's where we are in our process right now, right? We are not very consistent in a lot of positions right now. And so against good teams, or if we can't really rely on Willow, Veronica, Brooke to carry us all the time, then other people are gonna have to step up, and right now, we don't have that yet. So again, Kylie gets trapped into just wanting to set Veronica. That's a problem. As much as we all want her to get the ball, if it's telegraphed, then, and Cal's pretty physical, right? They have some big blockers on the other side, then they're able to make it really difficult for Veronica to score. Veronica had some great swings tonight, but they're just all over her, and there's nowhere really to go. So we really need our teamness to improve. We need everybody else to do their part better, so then it will allow Veronica to have some better looks. And so there's chicken or the egg. It's a lot of things, but we need more people to do more things positively for us.
You can't have had very many days, so it's just overall poorly played.
Yeah, today was it. Yes, it was one of those things where okay, and now Georgia didn't pass well to start. That hasn't happened. And then now Brooke forgets how to pass. Or it's just okay, it's just what we have today. It's just one of those days where literally nothing is working. But again, I remember it just eerily feels like Arizona weekend last year, where it was a dreadful weekend for us, and our worst played match was against Arizona State. We got swept on home floor, and it just felt like that. Now last year we got a lot of growth off of that, so that's what we need to try to strive for again. We need to get some momentum, get some growth, gain more accountability, responsibility, and we need to become a team. And right now we just don't have that. Again, I don't think it's for lack of want, desire, effort. We play hard. We're flying all over the place, right? It's not for lack of that. It's we lack a lot of technique right now, especially in our younger players. That's going to help us be successful. And then our ideas, what we feel to be open, what we see to be open, is just not the case too many times when we're just making poor decisions. And under stress, it only gets worse. So we have to just continue to keep trying to grow, and hopefully not everybody falls apart on one day again, because that was not very fun.
Looks like you'll still be doing it without Taylor for the time being.
I think so.
Status.
Yeah, I think so. And I think Yade got hurt in warmups, so then we didn't even have her available, and then Alex Leita's off of her knee injury, and Abby Hansen isn't back yet. Literally everybody that played, that's who we had. So yeah, it would be great to have other people, and even just for practice, So it's hard to practice a lot when you don't have a lot of other bodies, because you don't want more injuries and you don't want, to overdo it. So it's just a really interesting situation right now. But they get a chance to play in the Pac-12 for Oregon. That's a great opportunity. So we have to continue to push for that. We want to represent our university athletic department and women in flight for sure with this match today the best we can, and so we need to continue to strive for that.
You have two ranked opponents coming up, Washington State, number 24, and then Washington's in the top 10. How do you keep your team how do you get your team to look forward to those two opponents and not dwell on this today?
Yeah, I just think, hopefully, we always want to be playing volleyball because we love to play volleyball, and for most of our team, they've never been to Pullman, they've never played in Seattle, so it's all new for our group. That's part of the problem, but that's also part of the excitement, is that it's all new. It's the first time that they get to do a lot of things, so, and you never know how they're going to respond. You never know, point for point, how they're going to respond. So that makes it exciting, but maybe the bad exciting, but it makes it exciting. So, I think, again, we can't like this feeling, right? Losing, again, it's the most I've ever lost. I'm sure it's the most they've ever lost. So that it doesn't feel good. We don't like it. So how determined are we to make changes that are going to be necessary for us to be more successful? And up to this point, we haven't been determined enough to a person. So I'm hoping that, again, especially from the home crowd, which our home crowds have been so good so far this year, that I hope that really this hurts. It's got to hurt. It's got to hurt enough that you're willing to make a change. And so that's where we got to be. I don't. Some coaches can make subs, bench people, to try to get a response. It's kind of what I did with our first lineup, right, with Willow, and unfortunately it worked, right. I wish it wouldn't have, but it did. But we don't have anybody else that can do that. If Carson's having a bad day or whatever, there's nobody else to go in for Carson. Do you know what I mean? If Taylor Williams is having a bad day, there's really nobody else to put in for her. So, or whoever that is, and generally somebody's going to be off someday, right? In every team sport ever. And then it's just the teams you're playing, you just can't have that, but that we do. So we get another chance to learn, we get another chance to grow, try to come together as a team, be more responsible, and hopefully we can take that into Pullman next Friday.